Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and a few years after our boy's original release, I am actually going to go ahead and rainbow the STR ZAMASU. Now, there's a couple reasons for it. One, 5-year anniversary, future Trunks arc slash Dragon Ball Super Broly movie theme. So obviously, go ahead and rainbow the ZAMASU now seems like a good time. Obviously that's good for the future team, time travel team. He could have some use. I mean, he's not as good as the ZAMASU, obviously. But also, Physical Vegito Blue's EZA was just recently announced. He is weak to time travelers, so, extreme STR time traveler units would be very good for that Physical Vegito Blue EZA, and this STR ZAMASU, of course, would be one of those units, because he does have that healing ability. He could be a very solid option in that Physical Vegito Blue EZA, so I figured, now's a good time to go ahead and rainbow him. I do want to rainbow, every unit in the game anyway, right? So let's go ahead and see how solid the STR ZAMASU is. Alright guys, so we are in an event. We'll start out on the Potara team here with our boy STR ZAMASU, right? Again, who could be a pretty decent option, I think, for the Physical Vegito Blue EZA. Now, usually when I do these rainbow showcases for odd units like this, it's like, oh, I rainbowed this guy, 2 years ago. We're doing the video for him today, but no, this time I actually just rainbowed this ZAMASU, and I'm doing the video for him right away, so that's good. Let's see what he starts out with. So he does Supreme, 60% attack. Ooh, 446k is not the greatest. Let's see. He had Fierce Battle active, and that's about it. So he's got Power Bestowed by God, Prodigies, Godly Power, Fierce Battle. You would want to use him just the way you would expect with other Goku Black and ZAMASU units. Are definitely who you're going to want to rock this STR ZAMASU with, right? For sure. That's where he's going to be at his best. With Power Bestowed by God, he would work well with some of the Vegetos as well. That would be okay. So here's all the units I want with ZAMASU are right here, right? I guess we'll get Supreme Opie of Time on the other rotation. Of course, here we have Tech Merge ZAMASU. He should be coming up on an EZA and Global relatively soon, within the next couple of months. He'll definitely come out before the 5-year anniversary. Global's going to have a string of very powerful EZAs going from Physical Vegito Blue. They just had Blue Kaioken Goku, then STR Omega, Tech Merge ZAMASU. A lot of power to some of these teams. Future and Time Travelers in particular, it's just seriously, non-stop buffs for these teams. Never-ending buffs, just constantly, right? Okay, so this is good for ZAMASU here with Int Rose Goku Black. Now, Key kind of ended up being an issue here. It's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and use a shoe item. Now, with LR Goku Black, ZAMASU does share both Fear and Faith and Dismal Future, so they have 3 Key together, which is pretty decent, right? It's not bad at all. They're also going to give each other Fierce Battle, but, LR Goku Black doesn't have Power Bestowed by God, Cold Judgment, Prodigies, or Godly Power, so, Godly Power, that's stuff that, Gawasu and ZAMASU have got that, Tech Merge ZAMASU has that. I think Supreme Opie of Time also... Wow, yeah, that's a lot of damage, but... I mean, I guess that is type disadvantage. Yeah, because this STR ZAMASU, he doesn't actually have a defensive buff, right? He just has 60% attack at the start of turn. Then he heals 10% HP whenever HP is 80% or below. That's because he's one of those older types of units, right? Where, they would do one thing but not the other. That really, power creep would be if this ZAMASU came out today, he would be 100% attack and defense at the start of turn is the first thing he'd have. Then he'd, recover HP, and he'd maybe, I don't know, dodge against Pure Saiyan enemies, or guaranteed crit against Hybrid Saiyan enemies, or something like that. That's typically how, these types of units are designed nowadays, right? Sort of doing so many different things. Whereas back in the day, it's okay, this blue Goku has 100% attack at the start of turn. That's his passive, right? So that's where things changed. Also, super attack effects. Nowadays, units will, it's okay, they, stack attack, and then they lower enemy defense. They do, a bunch of things on super attacks. So it is interesting sometimes rainbowing some of these older units. Because, again, this STR ZAMASU came out in November of 2016, right? He came out with AGL Rose. I remember it vividly and how exciting of a time it was when he did come out. Okay, so this is a good rotation right here. We have Supremo 5 time as well as Zamasu, and then of course we still have our LR Rose. I think LR Rose will probably be the one to deal the final blow right here. Well, we actually barely did damage to that Broly, so maybe not. Rose obviously has type disadvantage here. I don't think he should take too much damage. No, yeah, double digits, yeah. You know, he does look a lot better once he super attacks that LR Rose, because that's where he gets like a greatly raised defense for one turn, which does work pretty good. Okay, so we'll probably... Oh, up to 700k right there. That's a lot better. I mean, that is, of course, with Supremo 5 time. She is, of course, a support type unit. Plus, again, she's giving godly power. I believe she's also giving power bestowed by God. Let me double check that. No, she doesn't have power bestowed by God. Okay. But she does have... Oh, actually... Oh, Tech Merge Zamasu also does not have power bestowed by God. Interesting. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I want to get one more attack stat, actually. Because next turn, again, we'll have Tech Merge Zamasu, as well as Supremo 5 time and STR Zamasu. That'll be a good turn. Then we'll go and look at a couple of other category teams. I mean, Zamasu is on what? Realm of Gods, Potara, Future, Dragon Ball Seekers, and Time Travelers. So he's on 5 category teams, which is a decent number, right? Like, most units that come out nowadays, like, that's definitely, like, around the number I would want them at, right? It's, like, you know, 5 category teams or something like that. Because that's going to allow them to actually be usable in various different situations. Some recent LRs have been only, like, 4 category teams, though, because I think Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku and I think LR God Goku, I think both of them only have 4 category teams, right? Wow, he actually... Please crit, so we can just go into the next phase, and he has a full health bar, and... Oh, okay. Thank you. Alright, well, hopefully Supremo Pi doesn't double super or crit or anything like that. Let's see, what is Zamasu at? His defense is at 77k right there, which isn't too crazy, but he is getting a ton of support, right? Or, I mean, that's not too bad. But again, he's drenched in support right now. 50% from Merge Zamasu, and either 30% or 42%, I believe, from Supremo Pi, right? Yeah, it's either 30% or 42% she's giving. Again, there's no way to tell, you know, that's the unfortunate thing about those types of passives. That would be a nice thing Dokkan could implement, is a way to actually tell. Thank you. Thank you for that. Unless she crits, I don't think she'll finish him off, though. Okay. Sure. Alright guys, now we're over here on the Future category team, where of course there's going to be a number of units that'll be good for our boy Zamasu. Again, he's not going to put up anything super duper impressive right now, right? You know, this is more so, you know, 5th year anniversary going on. You know, now's a good time to rainbow this guy, and then, you know, also prepare myself for that Physical Vegito Blue EZA. Never know, I might be using this guy, but I don't know. Without a defensive buff, he probably wouldn't be the greatest in that EZA, but, you know, a healing is always good. I mean, when will this guy get an EZA? That will be interesting, right? Like, you know, let's see, he awakens from, well, he does awaken from the AGL Rose medals, so that means he would EZA from the AGL Rose EZA, but guess what? That EZA hasn't even come out yet, right? Like, I saw, you know, my homie Levi on Twitter say today, like, you know, when is Tech Vegito gonna get his EZA? Whatchamacallit, the base form one from the Buu saga. And it's like, you know, he awakens with the EGL Super Vegito medal, so that's, you know, where he's gonna get his EZA from. Is gonna be from that AGL Super Vegito EZA, right? Like, I've been expecting the other Golden Friezas to EZA from the Golden Frieza EZA for a long time now. I'm talking about the Int Golden Frieza, as well as the AGL Golden Frieza. Like, those two, again, I mean, you know, Golden Frieza got his EZA in JP almost a year ago now. So, you know, those sub-EZAs, they love doing those, and I do expect we'll see one very soon. Probably for, again, that AGL Golden Frieza as well as the Int Golden Frieza. It'll be interesting because both of them might become very, very interesting units, especially that AGL Golden Frieza could potentially be like the best defensive unit in the game the way things have turned out. This STR Goku Black, of course, always very, very good as a support type unit. He will be giving 40% to Zamasu, as well as the buff from Rage Trunks that Zamasu is also getting. Up to 660k, not the greatest. I mean, I guess Zamasu did not have Fierce Battle right there, right? Or Godly Power, or Prodigies. Prodigies is interesting, actually, because we could get Prodigies from the Tech Blue Vegeta. Tech Blue Vegeta is actually going to share Prodigies with Zamasu. Actually, so Okay. Yeah. Because this blue Vegeta does indeed have prodigies. We'll probably get one more turn with Zamasu. Then I think we'll head to the Time Traveler team. That place, of course, is just... The roster is so big on the Time Traveler team that it's just very, very easy to sort of build, like, a strong team. To showcase any unit, really, that's on that team, right? I just cannot wait for... Bojack, Dokkan Fest Bojack to come out. That's going to help that team out a bunch. Okay, so this is good, right? We got this Goku Black, we've got Mai, and we have Zamasu. Let's see, Zamasu, we're getting Fierce Battle from Mai, but we're not Power Bestowed by God, Prodigies. We are getting Cold Judgment, though, from Mai. So that is 20% defense, which is very helpful, right? And of course, this Goku Black, he'll be fine defensively. He does raise his defense when he gets hit like that. I do like that sort of passive. This Goku Black's going to be crazy when he gets his awakening, by the way. 800k for STR ZAMASU. So, I mean, he's not even able to hit a million, pretty much. Like, he's struggling to even get close to that. But, he is from 2016. His EZA will probably be crazy, but I guess, it's not like he's ever going to be, better than the AGL Zamasu. I highly doubt that's going to happen, right? So, I don't know. Again, let's just head over to the Time Traveler team next. And, we got a lot of good options over there. Tech Merge Zamasu, Tech, Supremo Pi of Time. There's a lot of good units on that team that'll be able to activate, the full power of STR Zamasu, however low it may be. No, Zamasu! Oh! Alright guys, so now we're over here on the Time Traveler team. A ton of options for our boy Zamasu over here, and we got a pretty good opening rotation for him as well. Having Golden Cooler, who's a support type unit, as well as our girl Supremo Pi of Time. Again, get used to Supremo Pi of Time in showcases, because she's just so good. I mean, between the extra crit chance she gives, the attack buff, the ki, the defense... being strong herself, massively raising her defense on super attack. She's just so damn good. All right, 657k. Decent enough, but we've seen higher. I mean, the thing about him, he does have Fierce Battle, right? So we're going to want, like, a Fierce Battle unit in there to give that buff. We get, like, Time Traveler Mai over there, or we can get Tech Merge Zamasu. Either of those units would be able to give our boy Zamasu a little bit of a better buff. We'll go ahead and float off Mai, I guess. And then we'll let Tech Merge Zamasu have a little bit of fun here. Tech Merge Zamasu, again, is tremendously good. They did a really good job, I think, with his EZA. I mean, he is a little bit more of a damage dealer than, like, a defensive unit. He's not really as balanced as some of the other ones we've seen. But he does give 50% defense to the entire rotation if it is, Extreme Class Realm of Gods. So that, of course, would be, the Goku Black family of characters, right? All get a 50% defensive buff from this Merge Zamasu, which is really, really good, right? Like, you get that 50% defensive buff, and these units are pretty much all going to be good to go. Okay, so this turn will work well. Again, we are going to have Fierce Battle active this time, which isn't going to give us, I think, quite as big of a buff as what Golden Cooler gave us, because Golden Cooler is given 20%. Although, unless it's, like the phase that it's calced or something like that, maybe Fierce Battle is more impactful. That's very similar. Alright, so there's the damage. I guess there's not really too much to talk about with STR ZAMASU, huh? We'll probably get this next turn with our girl, Int Mai, and then we might finish it up there. Like, again, STR ZAMASU, he was pretty good when he first came out, but, years and years have passed. Some of these units are just really, really waiting on an EZA at this point, and Tech Merge Zamasu is absolutely one of those units. Or, excuse me, STR ZAMASU is absolutely one of those units, right? Who is just waiting for that EZA to come. And, it will come eventually. That's the thing. Like, the EZA mechanic is definitely the best thing Dokkan has ever done. It just takes these old-ass units and just makes them so relevant. Like, something like Physical Vegito Blue getting his EZA and being, like, either the best or the second best TUR in the game or something like that. And it just completely shifts the balance of power, right? It's just, like, so crazy. So, like, as we move forward, we're going to continue to get more and more EZAs of old units that are then going to become very, very strong, which is going to be super good. Okay, so we want to make sure that Zamasu is in the middle. Good, Mai is the one that was locked in place. I mean, if it was Zamasu, I just would have used like a Dende item to clear that anyway. Jiren, by the way, I really am still waiting for a new the new Jiren, like shirtless Jiren, super full power Jiren. I mean, I would have to imagine maybe the 6-year anniversary or the 350 million download celebration or like Golden Week or New Year's of 2020. Like one of those probably is going to be UI Goku and Jiren, because again, like, you know, they've barely touched like the Tournament of Power since. Like we got Blue Kaioken Goku, but remember that's like, is that even halfway through the Tournament of Power? Is that maybe about the halfway point? Like, STR Blue Kaioken Goku? I don't know, like somewhere around there. Like, there's so much at the end of the Tournament of Power that they could still actually go ahead and get done, right? So, okay. There it is. There's our boy, STR Zamasu. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at his details. Alright, so this is God of Defiance Zamasu. His leader seal is all types key 2 and 30% stats. Yes, there is his age right there. I mean, after EZA, that could jump up to like all types key 3 and like 90% or 100% or something like that. Very decent, maybe, for like a newer player or something like that. His super attack is the Fierce God Slicer, which does supreme damage and greatly lowers defense. His passive skill, Warped Aesthetics, is 60% attack at the start of turn, and then he recovers 10% HP whenever HP is 80% or below. Obviously, that healing ability is nice, and it would work in tandem with, like, LR Rose Goku Black, right? Like, if you have both of them together, they're going to be healing an awful lot, which could be cool, but, you know, after this guy gets an EZA, for sure, right? His links are Power Bestowed by God, Cold Judgment, Prodigies, Godly Power, Dismal Future, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. So he does have a very solid link set. You know, having Power Bestowed by God does work well on, like, the Potara team with all the Vegetos roaming around, right? Like Physical Vegito Blue, for example, who just got that global EZA. His 12 key multiplier is 135%, which, I mean, is fine. I mean, he came out in 2016, right? I can't really criticize little details of this card like that, right? And then finally, he is on several different category teams, starting with Realm of Gods. We didn't look at him on there today. You can still run him on Realm of Gods, you know, because you could use Int UI Goku as the leader of the team, even though, you know, AGL Zamasu is the best lead for the team, but you can't run STR Zamasu and AGL Zamasu on the same one, right? Then he's also over here on the Potara team. We did take a look at him on there. A lot of new units lately on the Potara team, which is always really good. Then we also saw him on the Future category team. Future, of course, has, you know, it's busted as well, because it's getting updated like every single update now. Then he's also on Seekers of the Dragon Ball, which is nice, you know. This is a category that, you know, I love to see new units added to this one, because this isn't, you know, pure Saiyans, time travelers, you know, Super Saiyan, like one of those crazy categories. So anything added to this is always really fun. And then finally, he is on the Time Traveler category. And then there again, that's one of those busted OP categories with a billion units, right? So there is our boy STR Zamasu. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.